when you find this video, I'm hoping that it connects with you on a deep level. I like to point out initials that come through in the cup because it means they're very important, and probably for people with the letter that starts with their first name or their last name. The letter J is coming out big time here. I'm seeing a few J's. It's funny because under the first J, there is a juggler. So it's a very fun, loving energy that I'm feeling, and it does feel like a male energy. So it's either your initial, John or James, or it's their initial, John, James, something to do with a J. There is another J as well, and another one down the road. There is another instance of a J. I'll just mention some other letters before we get started on the reading too. There's definitely the letter L that is showing up in here as well. L for love. I'm seeing hearts around the letter L. Here's something I don't see quite often, but it's a B, and it's sticking out very well, and it's defined very well. So the letter B, and it's a capital letter. Near the letter B is a dragon energy, so somebody who had a very big energy to them. Very outspoken or very out there. There was actually an alarm going off down the road as I see the letter B, so it's like this big, bright personality. Okay, so let's get started on who is here in the cup and in my mediumship reading. I won't forget to cover the bottom of the cup this time because I've got a really sweet little mama cat and her kittens here, so I'll do that for sure. I'm not quite sure who it's related to in the cup or if it's totally separate. So I'm getting back right to the handle, which is the letter J and around the juggler. So a fun-loving energy. He is very energetic, and because he's showing up as a juggler, it could mean a few different things, but it definitely feels physical. So in life, he might have juggled a whole bunch of different things or felt like he had to juggle everything to stay on top of things. But I'm feeling like it is a fun, loving energy. So both could be true at the same time. You might have looked up to this person because they seem to handle things so well. And it's almost like you adored them. You sat there looking at them with like lying on your belly with your hands up here, and you just looked at them with love in your eyes. So it feels like you are younger than they are, and you really looked up to them. Maybe they were close in age, but a little bit older than you. He's telling you secrets. So if you hear him, if you feel like you hear things and you're not quite sure what they are, he's trying to communicate with you. He is fun loving, so he's actually showing me as an angel with an actual halo over his head, and almost joking about that, about his halo status, and if you're going to get that yourself. It's a joke, but it's coming out here quite humorously, that he's almost teasing you about his status as an angel, as a good energy, teasing you about yourself. You might have the letter E or something that looks similar. It feels like a very ornate E, almost like calligraphy. So I'm not quite sure if it's the letter E or not, but it seems that, and that might be related to you. There's also a flower that is very close to the two of you. So as he's whispering things into your ear and sort of like psst and giving you some information, he's also sending you flowers. So the flower is a Okay, so I'm back. I just checked on my flowers. They're the ones that I got for Mother's Day, and they are hyacinth. I got pink hyacinth, so they're very pretty, and that's sort of the flower that's showing up here. And it is a spring flower, it's a spring bouquet. I'm recording this in the spring, and it does feel like that same energy. It could be actually planted in the ground, though, but it is a beautiful gift that's being given to you by this person. When they passed, it felt like he just went to sleep. I'm seeing the letter Z around him, so the Z's. He just went to sleep. So I'm not quite sure what he passed from because he's not showing me that. But he basically just felt like he went off to sleep. That could have been the case, literally. Maybe he passed in his sleep. If that was the case, then it really felt like he flew off into the other world and into a beautiful place. A symbol that he's showing me, which doesn't necessarily go along with the peacefulness of what he's showing me that he passed in his sleep, but it's actually like a stun gun. And it just gives you this jolt of energy, and it can ripple through your body. So he might have been dealing with like electrical shocks throughout his body beforehand. It doesn't feel painful though, which is interesting. But shocks. So that could be shocks to his heart. Perhaps if there were shocks to his heart, if he was trying to be revived, maybe that's it. But he just felt like he was sleeping, basically. He is showing me some more symbols that would lead me to believe that you might have lived near each other or together on a homestead, what I think of as a homestead. Whenever I see chickens and I'm seeing flowers and garden utensils, mushrooms, it just feels like a rural area. Okay, so maybe not right in town, not right in the city. Very, very nice energy there. So he's here for you and just wants you to know that he's speaking with you. Okay, so people do want to know, what messages are coming to me. And basically, it's that he wants you to know that he's here for you and that he's actually talking to you. So if you do wonder if that's actually him, that's him, and he's trying to get your attention. So just definitely do take note and kind of be aware. I know that's scary for some people to think that, oh, if I turn on that sort of part of me, that's going to be scary. But not in this case. He just wants you to know that he's still here and sending you little signs like something audible. Okay, so that could be showing that you might have clairaudience if you can hear him or hear noises or hear little jingles. What I'm seeing or what I'm hearing are jingles, actually, little bells going, tinkling sounds. Okay, so that could be him. On that homestead sort of summery, breezy, hot days, I'm feeling the wind chimes, and that's the kind of noise that he would be sending to you. Very magical sounding. So just know that he's here and trying to communicate with you. It's all in fun. That's what he wants you to know. Okay, so now I'm going to be covering a sister. At least she feels like a sister, and it feels like she's from the 70s. I grew up in the 70s, so I know I'm dating myself, but I'm seeing some imagery that definitely seems 70s, and she was older than me. So teenager or even older, early 20s. There's a question mark around her passing, so it doesn't seem like people know how she passed. And so a couple symbols around her that I know it's the 70s is just the way she looks. She's got wide leg pants on and she's got her hair sort of in a big ponytail, beautiful hair in a big ponytail. And there's also a hang 10. Now that could be 80s. I'd have to think of that, but I don't know if you're from that time. What does hang 10 mean to you? I'm seeing a little foot, or it's a barefoot imprint, and I believe that comes along with a logo around hang 10. At least that's the message that I'm getting in my head and the message there. Now, the barefoot could also mean like barefoot and free, or someone who's like hippie-ish, excuse me, someone who really enjoyed life, a woman, and like disco dancing, out to the clubs, on the beach, barefoot on the beach, just really enjoying life. And perhaps you enjoyed that with them. I'm also seeing a wild horse. So there's another reference to the beach. I'm feeling and seeing these wild horses just running on the beach along the water. So very carefree, and yeah, free basically. So I wanted to say something. The message from her is that number one, that's the way she is now. She's still that carefree person in bare feet. And if there was a question around her passing, yes, that's a possibility for sure. She's not giving me how she passed, or if there was something nefarious around there. It could be unsolved, and that's unfortunate. I could definitely do another reading on that. There are some people who do wonder about her passing. But what she really wants me to get you to know, and this actually I'm seeing Florida. I feel like I'm seeing the Florida Keys here, the end of Florida. So that's where the beach could come into play. But anyways, I'm babbling. But what she wants you to know is that there are lots of people around her, and that they're visiting you. So this is actually a message about you and feeling like you've got lots of spirit around you, and perhaps feeling like you are haunted, or you're wondering what all these noises and all this supernatural stuff is that's going on around you. She's basically confirming that this is the case, that you have a lot of activity around you. I don't know if it's in your home or if it's attached to you, but it feels like, that's something that we could uncover, but it feels and a Alexa alarm just went off. Alexa, stop. Oh, I should have let that song play because that sounded 70s to me. Okay, so I can't play the song that just started with my alarm here, but because of copyright, but I can tell you it was Can't Fight This Feeling. That seems like a big song that would go along with her. So I hope that's something meaningful to you. Interesting. Okay, so back to the activity, the flurry of activity around you. You must feel like you have lots of spirit around you, and yes, that is the case. And really interesting, she's here to show me that she's not alone. It feels sort of like maybe where you are, there's a portal or a doorway where spirit comes in and out. Okay, so I'm not sure if it's just at nighttime or if it's all day long, but it feels like people are sort of coming in and out of that portal. I'm seeing half of 3 people in particular, so it's like half of their body stepping out of that portal or that doorway. They can step out. It's almost like they're stepping out of the mist. The doorway is almost like a mist. That could be in your kitchen. I don't know why I'm saying that. It's just a message. It feels like there might be a portal or doorway in your kitchen where people are in and out. That's also, of course, a room that has lots of activity and generally a gathering place. So perhaps lots of family is there, spending time in your kitchen with your animals. I'm seeing some animals here coming and petting your dogs. Um, and then when they leave, and I'm seeing somebody facing the other way, they feel sad to go. Okay, so they feel alone, or they feel like they're kind of missing you um, when they leave. It must feel very like it could feel scary for you, but just know that it's like a wonderful sort of space for them to gather. And now I don't know if this could. Okay, so Okay, so this could be quite overwhelming for you, but it really feels like this might give you some answers on why you feel a little funny about things and wonder about supernatural, paranormal activity in your home. It's basically just a gathering place. They are there for peace. Back to that 70s sort of hang 10 hippie vibe. I'm seeing, I think it's called a hamsa. It's the hand with the thumb and the pinky sort of sticking out. It's a very peaceful or yoga type symbol for me, very spiritual. So perhaps you are like that. You're very spiritual yourself, and you know that this is happening. If you want to go further with it, you definitely could. Now, I'm not suggesting you contact these spirits through means like a Ouija board. I'm actually seeing some symbols in there for that. So I wouldn't suggest to do that. I would suggest to maybe have somebody professional who does this with you, and not to stir up anything negative, because everything is quite positive. It's like a gathering place, as I've seen. It's almost partyish or a fun, carefree time. Really interesting. I would love to hear in the comments if this resonates with you, and if you have any stories about this potential portal in your home. There are some spirits sort of waiting to join in on the action, and they are held off. So maybe that's a little bit more negative, or not necessarily negative or evil or anything like that, but it feels sad, a more sad energy. And whether they don't have that connection with you and they're just waiting, there's a telephone here, and a couple of people at least sitting down feeling very sad and sorry for themselves. And it's almost like they're in a waiting place and just wishing that they could get in on this fun time. So I feel like you could, as a spiritual person yourself, connect with spirit if you're interested. You're watching this video, so my guess is that you are, and you're quite intuitive yourself. So that's a sign to, if you want to, then just go for it for sure. There's a woman here who probably passed from smoking, and this is just a sign to check on your health and be healthy. Make sure that you're living a life that you're not harming your body. She is older, and she seems like she doesn't have the stamina And I think that has to do with her breathing. She did have medications because I'm seeing a very tiny RX. So it was medications, or they tried to treat her, but it was too late. That it was like a monster overtook her, and that's where I'm feeling like that could have been lung cancer. And there's a crab over her head. Usually, a crab for me means an East Coast symbol. It can also mean June, July, so a Cancer. See, Cancer. So that is the Cancer sort of overtook her. And she's also showing me some really nice high heeled shoes. So I think she might have been quite an elegant lady in her time. And maybe at that time, smoking was not thought of as a life ending situation. So maybe she felt like she didn't know. Okay, so at least that's the message I'm getting here. If you do smoke yourself, or if you know people who smoke, that's what she's trying to say. Kick that habit. My maiden name is Bootland, and I see boots and shoes all the time. And this big boot here is saying, kick that habit. The boot is in a drop of tea, which means that is hard to breathe. Okay, so it's like lungs feeling like they are underwater, or it's very hard to breathe. Usually like a pneumonia type feeling. So that could be cancer as well. So basically, that's her big message here is stop smoking. Use whatever you can, even medically, to quit. So that's that RX. I know there are certain prescriptions that you can get, and pharmacists are there to help you as well in helping you quit smoking. But that's the message there. So it may not be you, but it could be someone that you know. The last message that I wanted to give you is just a story about a mother cat and her babies. So she's just she's remembering herself as a mother, and she just loves that time. She had definitely a few kittens, one, two, three at least, and they are all playing around her and also nursing. So it's just a beautiful memory of this mother cat. I'm not sure who she's related to in the cup, because it's just right at the bottom of the cup, and it's a story on its own, but she could be related to any of these stories. What she's showing me is a feather. So I'm not surprised. That would be a bird, of course, would be a perfect symbol for a cat to show us. But the white feather is sort of this spirit guide watching over you. So if you do see feathers in your garden or feathers outside or in your home, just know that that might be your cat around you, this mummy cat, and or her babies. She wants you to know that you took really good care of her in your home. You took her in. Perhaps you took her in when she was pregnant, and that's why she's showing this situation. She's also showing me a comet. So I'm not quite sure if that's how that's related, but hopefully this means something to you. It's this big, like, asteroid or a comet. I'm almost picturing it like a sticker. A big comet, and you see the almost like a rainbow behind it. So let me know in the comments if that means anything to you with your cat. Okay, for me, I don't understand that, but it could just mean that she's up in the universe. Okay, she's this beautiful star or comet in the universe. Okay, so I'll I'll stop there, but I just wanted to thank you very much. I hope that these messages resonated with you. I do give private readings. I will never reach out to anyone to offer readings, but I do have my readings on my website, and you can contact me there if you'd like and book a reading. So, thank you very much for spending this time with me, and I hope that some of these messages resonated with you. Please let me know in the comments, and I'd love to hear from you. And like and subscribe and all that stuff. And I hope to see you soon. Thank you. Bye bye.